So in this part of the recording, I'm going to address your group presentation that is going to be due at the end of this month. So we are back in weekly assignments folder. First, I want you to notice that there's a document here or website link that's posted for your convenience. When you're going to start working with your group members, you need to work in an environment where you're able to work together, and that may be working through some kind of web conferencing tool like Skype, Zoom, or any other one. So when you click here, it'll give you those opportunities to see which one you want to choose, and the sources are free. So now going into week 3, we're looking at this assignment, VOPPCC. So VOPPCC, and everything is written here. I would like for you to read that. But just simply say it's a voice over PowerPoint with closed captions. So why we're doing that is because there's the software by Adobe that's called Camtasia. There's another one that's called Articulate, Captivate, Arise. So this type of software is able to produce professional looking video presentations. However, the software isn't free, and it requires a higher level of skill, I would say, and training. However, PowerPoint um, presents us with the same type of opportunity for free. So we're going to learn how to create the same type of presentations, in a voice over PowerPoint with closed captions. The reason we are using closed captions here is because of the accessibility issue. If you present it to an audience, if the video is given to an audience and there are persons with hearing impairment and they cannot hear your presentation, they should be able to read everything you say and not just the words on the PowerPoint slides, because that will be really, really limiting. So, all right, so let's see what PowerPoint can do. So first you will see this document, and within this document you see that you have been assigned to work with certain individuals in your class, and you have been assigned specific topics from your textbook. Now, individuals whose names are marked in red ink, those are the group leaders, and your responsibility as a group leader is here. So you have an added responsibility within a group. However, this does not mean that this is your only responsibility. There should be a balance. Yes, you will be, acting as a liaison for your group, but in addition to that, you will also carry some responsibilities that will contribute to development of this project. Now, create a fair balance that you still within the lines of performing and contributing to the project, um, but maybe in a lesser degree, because you also have to take on the responsibilities of monitoring the project and perhaps communicating with all of the group members here and keeping the deadline straight. So yeah, so it will be a discussion that you guys will have to hold among yourselves within a group. So now, okay, so the first document I'm going to address is this one. So creating a VOPPCC starts with creating a quality PowerPoint presentation. So when you click on this document, it's going to take you here. And so what you see here is my guidelines of what my expectations are as it pertains to development of your PowerPoint and development of this project. So I'm going to begin with this page. So of course your first page is your title page, your topic, the group members who participated. And now I'm saying the group members who participated and not group members who were assigned. If you ever run into issue with group members who were assigned to a project, but some of them are just not participating, you cannot drag the project. Okay. Normally, my rule, and you can establish your own rules within your group. My rule is to give my team members 48 hours. If they don't deliver what needs to be delivered, they're off of the project. And this is how individuals function in a work environment, because there's money at stake, there's reputation at stake, and there's my personal paycheck at stake. And in your case, your currency is your grade. So uh, my suggestion is, give your group members 2 days at the onset of the project, to return to you with the communication with whatever you're requesting from them, and that would be a group leader's initiative to go ahead and contact the entire group and maybe say that, hey, let's set up a time, and I'm going to allow you to set up a time which will be um, your class time, for you to set it up. Well, I know Tuesday, Thursday class has the class time established on Tuesday, Thursday at 9:25. The online class doesn't have the established time, so it will be up to you guys to determine how you're going to meet and when. So now moving forward to another slide. So the expectation here is that, let's start with the font, that you have a basic um, a font, net and scripted, no fancy type of fonts, something that looks like this. Fonts like Times, Helvetica, those would be the more appropriate because they just look very basic, like a newspaper type of fonts. So stay away from scripts. So now, your font should be large enough to occupy the entire page. I hate to see when, presenters on any level, professional presenters and non-professional, they come in, they have a whole slide, but they have little bitty space occupied right here on top, and everything else is empty. That was not a good use of space. So basically, the person doesn't know the rules. Okay, use of white space is great, and your white space should be used in such way, like you see it here, in between um, this major points that you present in here. So, so you can space out and create white space that way. So now, no more than 4 bullets per page, and no more than 8 words per bullet. Otherwise, your PowerPoint is going to look completely crowded. Attention is going to shift. Audience is not going to be able to focus on anything. So now, use of pictorial material is very important. It's even being stated that pictures speak louder than words when it comes to presentations, because viewers remember pictures better and longer than they remember words that you presented on a slide. So I suggest that use the sharp quality photographs. Um, if you regardless of if you pull them from the internet or if you produce the photograph on your own, they have to be referenced and sourced. So sources will be listed on every slide. So here is the source for this photograph. If it's not possible for you to pull it in that way, then you can provide the source right here on the bottom. Yes, but sources have to be presented. Otherwise, you're running into an issue with plagiarism, and you're running into the issue with copyright infringement. So now contrast, important because you need to have a darker contrast with a lighter writing on it. So it can be a navy blue, black, or dark charcoal type of background with light writing. White or yellow writing is the best, on it. So now, okay, so I already addressed this one. All right now. So when you're using the scholarly article, which you will, and this is why you have a prior assignment about a scholarly article, if you're using a scholarly article in your presentation, not if, when, this is the way you want to present it. Uncrowd your PowerPoint slides, right? Make sense of what the words say and present just the bare minimum, because you will speak over the PowerPoint to put some meat on the bones. So this is the rest of the study. And your reference page, notice that this is an APA format because it has the hanging reference. You're allowed to use AMA if you want to. So now this is what you're now going to do. As you can see, this is unacceptable because even one or two things throw everything off. And this is completely out of control. So I don't know where to begin. This is just, it was too much and not in a good way, as you can tell. So this is another example of what not to do. It's difficult to focus. I don't know where to draw my attention, just too much, too busy. Okay. So if you decide to use sound, which is not really necessary for a professional presentation, but if there is a decision for use of sound, make sure that sound is not a distraction. They actually has a purpose. In this case, there was absolutely no purpose for this sound. It actually startled half of the students in class. So now, and there is no point of you having larger font here, smaller font here. You have two slides. Okay, don't be stingy on the slides. There is no limit. Okay, unacceptable, because here I was looking for a reference page and I found this. There is no way anybody can convince me that yahoo.com is some type of reference. Okay, this is not even a site. This is a search engine. And this is, it could have been a reference if it was expressed correctly. And of course, this is out of control as well. How is google.com supposed to be a reference for anything? Everything is on google.com, right? So now pretend as if your PowerPoint has been created. And now we're going to move to a stage where you're going to create a video presentation from this. So make sure you're satisfied with your slides. Everything is according to the guidelines. And you will click on the first slide from which you want to begin. Now you click on slideshow. And then you'll find this button right here that says record slideshow. Record from current slide. Okay, so it brings you to this page where you have the record button. So click on the record button, it'll give you a small countdown, and now you will begin speaking over your slides. So somehow it jumped to another slide for me. Sorry. So just present whatever information is on your slide. Of course, you have to insert your own speech, because just reading off of the slide word for word is not sufficient. You will have limited amount of information on each slide, and your job is to expand the information. Okay, so I'm going to pretend as if I've completed my recording. Maybe I'll move to one more slide. Functions, the primer effect, and so forth. Okay, let's stop this. So you will stop your recording. So now when you have gone back to your PowerPoint slides, you see that the slides that you have recorded your speech over, it has the symbol. So this is a symbol that recording has occurred. So you see it here and on all of your following slides, right? The ones that have been recorded. Okay, so you can also see the same thing in this view. See this little symbol right here on the side of the slide. So that's an indication of recording that occurred. We went up to this slide and nothing occurs here. Okay, so now it's time for you to save your work. So you will go to Save As. I like to save my work on desktop. So now I'm saving it on a desktop, but here you don't want it in the PowerPoint anymore. What you're going to look for, you're going to look for MP4. Yes, right here, MP4 videos. Click on that, click Save, and now you see right here on the bottom, it's saving in the MP4 format. It's going to take a minute. So when your file is finally saved on your desktop, you will see that file looks like this. So this signifies that it was saved as a video file, as MP4 videos versus as a PowerPoint. So you don't want this. So you're not going to use this. And this is the file that you are going to use to upload it to your YouTube channel. Then YouTube has a capability to attach closed captions to it. And so when that's done, then you're going to generate the link and send the link through the Blackboard for submission. Also, notice that within the Blackboard, the same folder where you find all of this information about VOPPCC, you have your grading criteria here. Abide by this criteria because this is what I'll use to grade your work. Your APA citation websites, and all of these videos right here are basically the videos and directions on what I have given you in this video. Thank you.